So, you're looking for a dog trainer in Auburn. It can feel like a really big decision, right? Well, don't worry. We're going to walk you through everything you need to know to find the absolute perfect fit for you and your furry best friend. You know, one of the best parts about living in Auburn is all the amazing stuff you can do with your dog. I mean, think about it. Those nice walks through Old Town, hiking the foothill trails. Having a well-trained dog is what really lets you enjoy all of that without any stress. It just makes everything better. All right, to make this super straightforward, we've broken it down into 4 key parts. We'll talk about training styles, then cover costs and credentials, what questions you absolutely have to ask, and finally, some local Auburn rules and resources. Let's get to it. First up, Section 1, choosing your training style. This is all about finding the right approach that works for your specific dog and, your lifestyle. Okay, so this very first thing to look for, and this is a big one, is a trainer who uses positive reinforcement. Basically, it means they use rewards like treats or praise to encourage the good behaviors you want to see. It's not just effective, it's humane, it makes training fun for your dog, and honestly, it builds an incredible bond between the two of you. Now, you're going to run into 2 main options for how the training is done. You've got group classes, which are awesome for getting your dog used to other dogs and people, plus they're usually a bit easier on the wallet. Then there's private sessions. These are great because they're totally customized for you, your home, and whatever specific goals you have, like maybe stopping your dog from jumping on guests or something. Moving on to Section 2, costs and credentials. Let's talk about the practical stuff, how much you should plan to spend and what kind of qualifications you should be looking for. So let's talk about money. What's the typical cost for dog training around Auburn? Knowing the local rates is really the first step in planning your investment in your dog's future. All right, here's a handy chart that breaks down the average costs for different types of training in Auburn and Placer County. As you can see, group classes might be in that $150 to $260 range, while more intensive stuff like a board and train is obviously going to be a bigger investment. This should give you a pretty good ballpark for what to expect. Here's something you might not know. California doesn't actually require dog trainers to have a special license. Yeah, really. That's why looking for these certifications is so important. When you see acronyms like CPDTK or KPACTP, it's a huge green flag. It tells you that this person has put in the work, they're committed to their education, and they follow a professional, humane code of ethics. Okay, on to Section 3, key questions to ask. So, once you've found a few trainers you think might be a good fit, you've got to interview them, and you definitely want to go into that conversation prepared. Here is your cheat sheet. You'll want to have these questions ready to go. Make sure you ask them exactly what methods they use. Ask how they're going to tailor the plan for your dog and your lifestyle. And don't forget the practical stuff, like how progress is measured and what you're supposed to be doing for homework between sessions. This is how you make a really confident choice. And for our last section, number 4, Auburn rules and resources. Because once you start training, you need to know the local laws and where you can actually go to practice everything safely. All right, here are the 3 big rules you've got to know as a dog owner in Auburn. First, your dog needs to be on a leash in public unless you're in a designated dog park. Second, they need to be licensed if they're over 4 months old. And third, they have to have their rabies shot. Just keeping these in mind is a huge part of being a good neighbor and a responsible dog owner. So where can you go to practice? A fantastic spot is the Parkside Off-Leash Dog Park. It's over on Community Way. Because it's fenced in, it's a really safe place to work on things like recall, getting your dog to come back when called, and just practicing polite play with other dogs. Now, if you want some real-world practice, you've got to check out the Auburn State Recreation Area. The trails there are just perfect for working on leash skills with real distractions around, like hikers and other dogs. One thing to keep in mind, though, is to watch out for mountain bikers. They can pop up on the trails pretty fast. Another awesome option not too far away is Hidden Falls Regional Park. It's got more of those beautiful dog-friendly trails, and it's really just a great place to build up your dog's confidence and work on their focus while you're both out enjoying nature. It all really comes down to this: thoughtful planning, using humane methods, and being consistent with your practice. That's the recipe. It's not just about teaching sit and stay, it's really about building this amazing partnership with your dog, one based on trust and good communication. So, you find that perfect trainer, you put in the work. What's the payoff? Where does all this hard work get you? It leads to this: enjoying those calm, easy walks in Old Town, being able to have a peaceful lunch on a patio somewhere without worrying,
hitting those amazing trails, and just having a blast. All the best with your training. A well-behaved dog is just a joy, not only at home, but as your companion for all the incredible things Auburn has to offer.